Let's get you some free checked bags, some free upgrades, fast track through security, lounge access, no more waiting around at the gate. Yesterday I got this email from United and this note from Scott. Welcoming me to United Premier Platinum status. Now if I can get it, you can too. And believe me, flying with status just makes life better. In this video, I'm gonna break down the perks of having status and then shortcuts you can take to get in the club quicker.
I would never want to belong to any club that would have someone like me for a member.
Don't listen to him. All right, so time for a quick caveat on commitment. Now's not the time to start second guessing your life. You want to get Premier status? Yes, you do. It's going to require commitment to one airline. So each time you think about booking a trip, your immediate next thought should be, how can I book this trip to maximize my points towards status? Starting today, all your eggs, one basket. Can you do it? Stay focused. United has 4 tiers of status on its website. Silver status is like United giving you a nice little pat on the back and saying, thanks for flying with us for a bit. We appreciate it. It's not bad. You become eligible for an upgrade, access to Economy Plus, free checked bag, and 7x multiplier. Now a quick glance at the top there, you'll notice you need 12 PQF, whatever that means, and 4,000 PQP. Never heard of her. Or by itself, 5,000. What's this even mean? We have shortcuts to get more of both of these faster. Loophole number 1, more PQF. Loophole number 2, faster PQP. So first, let's sort them out. PQF, Premier Qualifying Flights. Did you just take off and land? Congratulations, you just got 1 PQF. 6 round trip flights, 6 times 2 is 12. We have enough PQF for silver. PQP, Premier Qualifying Points. The way you get points is by spending money on flights or on upgrades. Spending money on United stuff. If only there was a shortcut, some kind of workaround that we could use to get PQP, but not have to spend all that money just on United stuff. So now we know what the heck PQP and PQF are. On to gold status, and this is where life gets good. 2 free check bags, access to Economy Plus, 8x multiplier, and the clincher here, Star Alliance Gold. Now, let's look at those silver status deets one more time. There's no Star Alliance silver status, doesn't exist. So the Star Alliance Gold status, that matters. In fact, United gave it its own real estate on that infograph to let you know it's a thing you probably might care about. And we care about it a lot. A lot. But wait a second, I thought we were doing United status. What's all this Star Alliance talk? How do I join Star Alliance? Is it like a gang?
I can remember I always wanted to be a gangster.
Do I need to have the right colors? Should I start buying bandanas? These are all super reasonable questions. So let's hit a quick rabbit hole. Now, understanding Star Alliance is important to achieving our goal of flying in comfort. Once upon a time, all these airlines got together in a bar and decided we need to band together. They got the idea from that show that gets all the volunteers together and like puts them on a desert island. The one where they eventually all get booted off one by one. Until the most malnourished of them all wins and gets enough money to buy some cheeseburgers. So the fateful night at that bar, all the airlines high-fived and a Star Alliance was born. Star Alliance gives us flexibility. When you book a flight on any one of these airlines, you accrue points for your rewards program. Each one of these airlines has their own program. United's is called Mileage Plus, but just make sure you're signed up for one of them. I'd recommend it's whichever one you fly the most. Oh, also lounges. Once you're gold or gold equivalent, you get access to the lounges of all those Star Alliance airlines. Now, lounges is a whole separate world. A good world. So if you're interested in learning about the lounge life, write lounge in the comments below. And if an airport has a fast track for security, that's the line you'll be in. Now we're going for gold. Silver's the first loser.
Get in, loser.
Eye on the prize. We understand PQF and PQP, but now let's get fluent. PQF, we need 24 of these suckers. Now 12 round trip flights, that can be a lot. So let's not travel harder. Let's travel more smarter. Time for loophole number 1, how to get more PQFs per trip. Let's say we want to take a trip to Orlando. We live in Lockhart. So, well, we'll just hop in the car and be there in like 20 minutes. Okay, that's a bad example. What a terrible example. Scratch that. We live in Houston and it's summer. It's about 160 plus humidity at night. We want to get out of town, go someplace nice. A classic summer vacation destination. So let's hop on the line and look at options for loophole number 1. So it's July in Houston and it's hot as, let's go from Houston to, you guessed it, Detroit. I know what you're thinking, Detroit? I thought we're going someplace tropical. You have the shirt on. You can wear a tropical shirt in Detroit too. And by the way, this is all just made up. Stay focused. So if we look through these, what you can do is you can drop down this details and you'll see here, so for $393 we get 181 PQP. For an extra 70 bucks, we get 1 PQF and 214 PQP. Okay, information. Now let's keep looking down here. So that's non-stop. And if we go down, find something with a stop, here we go. So this is a long day. This is a 7.5 hour day. But if time is not a factor, we take a look at this, and for 556 bucks, we get 2 PQF and almost 300 PQP. So if we go back up to the top, this was the front runner before, 463. Now, of course, the time is a difference there. You're gonna be spending an extra 6 hours hanging out at, Newark. Nonetheless, if we have some flexibility, we can accrue an extra PQF in each direction. So let's use a different example. So it's still summer and we live in DC and we want to go to San Diego. We are going to sort by price. So we got some non-stops and then the cheapest one-stopper, Newark again. I'll spend an extra 30 bucks to avoid Newark and shorten the day by a little over an hour with a layover in LAX. So for 643 bucks, we get 2 PQF and 349 PQP. If we go back up here to the next cheapest flight, or just the cheapest, I mean, way up here, it's a 5-hour day, 1 PQF and 214, 488 to 643. It's like an extra 155 bucks. So there's a way for faster accrual of PQF. This is just an alternative to taking 12 round-trip flights. If you have a little bit of flexibility on your spending, then you might want to consider tacking on a layover deliberately, which sounds crazy. Hope you don't have a checked bag going through Newark, but that's a way to get an extra PQF on a one-direction flight. But in the long run, we avoid traveling harder and instead we travel, say it with me, more intelligenter. God, you guys are good. But what about PQP? Let's talk about it. For gold, we need a lot of PQP in our life. I'm talking hundreds, thousands. It's all good though. Let's rewind. Now, if only there was a shortcut that we could use to get PQP, but not have to spend all that money just on United stuff. So we're gonna use our day-to-day spending on groceries, gas, YouTube subscriptions, and we're gonna make those purchases on, wait for it, a United Airlines credit card. Now before we go further, this video is not sponsored in any sense of the word. The guy who emailed me that note, Scott, I thought you were gonna do the thing. Scott! He did not call and say, hey, can you help us push some credit cards? We're teetering on the brink of solvency again. And the board of directors has decided that your YouTube channel is our only way back to profitability. That didn't happen. I don't have a dog in this fight. Get a card, don't get a card. This is just another path to get gold status a little more quickly.
Let's hit loophole number 2 already.
The goodness begins at Premier Gold, so we're shooting for 8 to 10,000 PQP, depending on our PQF situation and how many layovers at Newark we could stomach. Credit cards will help us get to the promised land, but life is all about trade-offs. As this highly scientific graph shows, the more we give, the more we get. We want PQP, but that gateway card isn't given any, so... Bye-bye. Now each of our 3 final contestants offer PQP in different flavors. But before we dive into that, let's acknowledge the elephant in the room, those annual fees. The only time you should ever get a credit card with an annual fee is if you can at least recoup that fee in benefits the card offers. For instance, let's take the Explorer card. First year free, then $95 on your 1-year anniversary. Fun fact, that annual fee does not apply to the spending totals or points for the card. So how do we recoup that $95? Well, for starters, we definitely want to hit that credit card welcome offer. For 60,000 miles, we need to spend $3,000 in the first 3 months. This card also comes with 2 United Club one-time passes per year. Now we know that passes by themselves are $59 a pop. So with 2 of them, that's $118 in value. We get a free check bag for ourselves and a companion, and then a $100 credit towards Global Entry or TSA PreCheck. So when we add up all of those, it comes out to $358 in benefits from the $95 annual fee. As for the PQP, we can earn up to $1,000, and United will dump that into our account $500 at a time for every $12,000 that we spend on purchases. Those are purchases on anything. So if you hit that credit card welcome offer just with your normal spending, that's $3,000 in the first 3 months, which turns out to be $12,000 over the course of a year. We'll end up with 500 PQP in our account without ever having stepped foot on an airplane. Not bad. Now for the Quest card. Annual fee jumps up quite a bit, $250, and that starts right out of the gate. What do we get for that fee? Well, first of all, we definitely don't want to sign up for this card if we're not going to hit that credit card welcome offer. So make sure you can spend at least $4,000 in the first 3 months. But once you hit that spending threshold, unique to this card, 500 PQP right in your account, plus the 60,000 bonus miles. So what else do we get? $125 in statement credits. We get our first and second check bags free for us and a companion. Then the same credit towards Global Entry TSA Pre. Now for the PQP. Well, you hit that spending threshold and you get 500 in your account. You've already spent that $4,000. So by spending another $8,000, you hit the $12,000 mark, and then you get another 500 PQP. So initially with this card, after spending $12,000, you get 1,000 PQP right in your account, 0 layovers at Newark required. And now for the Infinite card. My eyes immediately shoot to that $525 annual fee. So is that recoverable? We're here for the PQP, but we're not signing up for this card unless we can hit that $5,000 in spending in the first 3 months to get those bonus miles. The biggest perk of this card is the United Club membership. Now there's some nuances to United Club access. Just because you have at least gold status and are ticketed by United does not necessarily mean you can access a club. However, with this credit card, all those nuances are set aside. You can go into any United club as long as you're traveling with United. With this card, we also have the check bag bennies, us and a companion, round trip, $320, and $100 credit towards Global Entry or TSA Pre. Now for that sweet PQP. You'll accrue it at the same rate as the other 2 cards. The biggest difference here is that ceiling. With this credit card, you can earn up to 8,000 PQP. Now that means your spending is going to have to be $192,000 in 1 year on this card. If that's the league that you're in, then you have all that PQP coming your way.
Here's what we've learned. I can grow a beard in about 5 minutes. It's a skill. The guitar is gone, but not forgotten. I'm an average peanut butter and jelly sandwich maker at best, and there are some shortcuts you can take to enjoy the good life sooner. We can accrue more PQF by adding layovers to our flights at any airport other than you know who, Newark. And we can rack up the PQP through everyday spending with a United credit card. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and high five the computer screen right now.